Hello my lovely peeps, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, how are you? If you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. So I haven't done a 5 signs you might be in a hot minute, so I figured why not do one today. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 signs that you might be on the asexual spectrum. So before we begin, it's important to note that everyone's experience is unique and different. Asexuality is a very broad spectrum, and this video kind of serves as a starting off point for self-discovery. So let's get into it. The first sign that you might be on the asexual spectrum is little to no sexual attraction. So this is essentially what asexuality is, experiencing little to no sexual attraction. And this can look different for every asexual. So there are people who identify fully with asexuality and fully with literally no attraction to anyone. And then there are other people on the spectrum such as like gray sexuals, demisexuals, fraysexuals, a whole bunch of other different labels that can experience sexual attraction just in shorter bursts or have specific circumstances that they need to be under in order to feel those kinds of sexual feelings. So while people on the asexual spectrum might have those fleeting feelings or infrequent desires, asexuality and its spectrum involves a constant lack of sexual interest. That doesn't mean that people on the asexual spectrum don't have sex or enjoy those kind of activities. It just means that the attraction isn't there or isn't always present. Like I said before, it's fleeting or certain circumstances. There are asexuals who are sex positive. Doesn't make them any less asexual. The second sign you might be asexual is emotional connection over physical attraction. So this can go for honestly anyone. However, especially people on the asexual spectrum, this really is a good indicator that you might be ace. Having more of that need for an emotional connection than a physical attraction. So if you find that emotional intimacy and connection are more important to you than the physical or sexual nature of relationships, it's a pretty decent sign you might be on the asexual spectrum. And demisexuality is a label that is really focused on that. But it's not the only label, it's just the one that comes to mind because I'm demisexual. The third sign that you might be on the asexual spectrum is feeling broken or like something is wrong with you. Unfortunately, this is a very common experience for a lot of asexuals or people on the asexual spectrum. I know I had that problem more when I was younger and figuring myself out. The feeling of I'm not having crushes and these things that all of my friends are talking about. What's wrong with me? Why do I not feel this thing that supposedly everyone else in the world is feeling? What the fuck? So it is a common experience for a lot of people on the asexual spectrum to feel broken or different because their experience don't necessarily align with the heteronormativity in our society. If you've ever experienced this feeling of not really fitting in because you don't understand why everyone's talking about sex and getting crushes and being in physical relationships and not getting hookup culture, it's a good sign that you might be on the asexual spectrum. The fourth sign that you might be on the asexual spectrum is a disinterest in sexual activities. Now, for the love of God, not all asexuals don't have sex. However, there is a general disinterest in sexual activities for a lot of people on the asexual spectrum. Now, this could come in many different forms and is completely individual to each person who is on the asexual spectrum, what they're comfortable with, what they're not, what kind of fantasies they're into, what kind of kinks they have. Every single person is different. However, this kind of disinterest or not really getting why everyone makes a big deal out of it, or just not feeling that need to go out and have sex and just being like, yeah, I could live the rest of my life without this and I would be perfectly fine, might be a sign that you are on the asexual spectrum. But a lot of people on the ace spectrum have this disinterest or lack of wanting to participate in sexual activities or desires for it, or just kind of feeling indifferent about the whole thing. And just remember, asexuality is not about being prudish or repressed, or you just haven't found the right person that kicks in your sexuality. It's literally just lack of sexual attraction being there. And the fifth sign that you might be somewhere on the asexual spectrum is finding out about the ace spectrum and being like, oh my god, I relate to that. So this last sign, if you find yourself relating to people who are on the asexual spectrum and their experiences and their stories that they've shared, and you feel that deep connection to it, it's a good sign you might be on the asexual spectrum. Self-discovery is such a beautiful, wonderful, powerful thing that you can do, and going on this journey is personal and wonderful and beautiful. So take your time. There are so many labels under the asexual spectrum. So if you think that you might be, go take a look. I'll put a link in the description so that if there's anyone questioning whether or not they're ace or somewhere on the ace spectrum, they have all the resources down in the description. So you can take a look and see if there's a label that maybe fits for you. Feeling that connection to a label, I know at least for me, is a really, really big sign that you might actually be that label, because it's like, oh damn, I finally found something that relates to me and I'm experiencing, and I know I'm not alone because there's a word for it and other people are talking about their experiences with it. And yeah, feeling like you connect to asexuality or the spectrum somewhere, it's a good sign that you might be somewhere on the spectrum. So there you have it, 5 signs that you might be somewhere on the asexual spectrum. Remember, this video is supposed to help people who are questioning or just want to learn a little bit more about asexuality and what it means, and signs that you might be somewhere on the asexual spectrum. If any of these signs resonated with you, feel free to reach out and look for asexual spaces, whether it's online or offline. There are lots of resources and community out there for the ace spectrum. We're very wholesome, we're very sweet, we love everyone here. Thank you so much for watching. I love making videos like this. I love 5 signs you might be, or that kind of stuff. So let me know in the comments what identity, whether it be gender or sexuality, that you want to see me do next. I would absolutely love that. And if you have any questions or want to share your signs that you are on the asexual spectrum in the comments below, please leave a comment. I love reading that. And before I go, I just want to shout out my amazing patrons, Andy, Sarah, Galaxy, and Robin, for their support. I absolutely appreciate every single one of you, and I just want to remind you that my Patreon is in the description. Check it out. It helps support this channel and makes more LGBTQ+ content for all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!